So, South Africa last week voted to seize land. No. I'm reading a headline. And what I'm about to say is very important because this plays into what I say about the media in general, especially when it comes to stories that deal with things that impact black people. You a lot of times you can't rely on white-owned media, unfortunately, even if you want to. There are some that are out there that are good. You know, some independent alternative media outlets, white-owned alternative media outlets. Some of them are decent, some of them are good, and some of them actually do good investigative work. Okay, but a lot of them, you know, just like this headline, you know, not just with the last story that I just was talking about with the police corruption, but even this South Africa story, I was reading the headline and I saw the word seize, and I'm like, okay, hold on, let me pump my brakes. What South Africa is doing is reclaiming land that was stolen from them. So be very mindful of the wording of some of these outlets and some of these articles that you will read about this South Africa story. Be very, very mindful that they have a bias. Okay, so the title of the article that I'm reading from The Independent, it's a UK British platform, says South Africa votes to seize, quote unquote, land from white farmers without compensation. Bravo. I am so supportive of this. I'm glad they are doing it. Let me read. I have a few articles here. I'm not, like I always do, I'm not going to read every part of the article. These articles aren't nearly as long as the BuzzFeed article, but I'm still not going to read all of them because I just read enough just so you guys get the gist of what the story is about and get the gist of what the article is saying. If you want to read more, you can definitely click on the links, like I said, in the description box of the YouTube video. So South Africa's parliament has passed a motion to seize land, there's that word again, from white farmers without paying them compensation. And they shouldn't. That's harsh, but they really shouldn't. Because they shouldn't have the land to begin with. Passed by an overwhelming majority of 241 votes to 83 votes against. So 241 votes for, 83 against. The proposal to amend Section 25 of the Constitution would allow expropriation of land without any financial recompense. It was put forward by the radical left economic freedom fighters, EFF, the EFF party, whose leader, Julius Malema, that picture you see in this video of the guy, let me pull it up. The guy with not the guy with the flag behind him, that's the new president. The guy with the flag behind him in the red tie, that's the new president. And then I have some pictures of the land, South Africa land. And then there's one last picture, I'm waiting for it to pop up. Yeah, the guy in the red beret, the brother in the red beret. That's Malema. Okay, that's Julius Malema, or Malema. He said, quote, "We must ensure that we restore the dignity of our people without compensating the criminals who stole our land." I like this part of the EFF. Some people like to say, "Oh, you're being reverse racist." Not me, but they might say that about me too. But they say that about Malema, or they say that about the EFF. Because I did a little bit of research in preparing for this story. That's a leftist party, a socialist, Marxist. Matter of fact, let me pull up Wikipedia right quick. Hold on one second, family. I'm on a roll today. While I'm pulling up this information, if you are listening to this, share the video, like it, retweet it, get the word out. Let me see. EFF Wikipedia. Oh no, that's not what I want. Okay, so this was a group that was founded in 2013. This is some of their ideology. This is from Wikipedia. Marxist Leninism. They're anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist, pan-African. I like these guys. They're basically a revolutionary socialist party. Now, they don't have a majority of representation in South Africa's parliament, but they are, based on what I've read, they are the third largest party behind the ANC, the African National Congress. And what's the name of the other one? It's the ANC, and it's hold on one second. Yeah, it's the ANC and the DA, the Democratic Alliance, right? So you have the African National Congress, who they have the most seats. Okay, and then you have the Democratic Alliance. They have the second most seats. They have 89 seats. And then you have a bunch of like other what we in America would call third parties. But they have more of a multi-party system, it seems like, in South Africa, where, you can actually have representation from other parties. And other parties actually can make proposals. They seem like, South Africans seem like they have a much more functional government than we do, but that's just my opinion coming from an outsider. Some people might view it differently. Who some South Africans might view things differently. So that I say that I might be speaking slightly in ignorance, but that's what they that's some of their ideology, and that's a little bit about how many seats they have, or at least their representation in South Africa's Congress. So. Hold on, let me X out of this. The ruling African National Congress amended but supported the motion. The party has promised reforms to address the racial disparities in land ownership, which persist more than 2 decades after the end of apartheid. So here's the problem. Apartheid ended over 2 decades ago, 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. And the end of apartheid was definitely a good thing. You definitely wouldn't want the apartheid state, which the United States government supported at one point in time. And something else, the United States actually had Nelson Mandela on the terrorist watch list, the FBI, I think the FBI terrorist watch list. Barack Obama, to his credit, took him off that list in 2008, before Nelson Mandela died. But yes, the United States government actually had Nelson Mandela labeled a terrorist for a period of time. Just so people know. A lot of people don't know that. But even though apartheid is over, racial inequality is still heavy in that country. And this is something that people like Malema and some other groups in the country, some other proud black groups in the country, this is stuff that they talk about. And they try to, at least in the West, in the United States, they try to make it seem like it's like some sort of paradise. I covered this story a little while ago, not too long ago, about Nkosinathi and Como, the inventor, the brother who invented that system, I can't think of the actual name of what he called the system, but it was something to address. It was a piece of technology to address the water crisis over there in South Africa. So South Africa is going through a major water crisis right now. They might be approaching day zero, if day zero hasn't come already. I don't have the actual date right in front of me, but he had something that would help out with regards to that. And he just died. Like, somebody threw him off of a building. They tried to say he committed suicide, but I don't know how many people actually believe that. So I covered that story, I want to say, a few weeks ago. And a little while later, a white engineer came forward with a very similar, some people say the exact same invention. And and Como isn't being given credit for that. And they're trying to say that he didn't have anything to do with it, but that's just a very weird story, and I don't know if there's been an update in that story either. But yeah, so there's still a lot of weird things going on in South Africa, in terms of race. Less than 10% of the population owns land, and of the landowners, they are overwhelmingly white. So a lot of people like Malema, they openly acknowledge that they're still a conquered nation, even though apartheid is over. South Africa's new president, Cyril Ramaphosa, that's the guy that I was mentioning a second ago in the video. If you're watching the video, it's the guy with the red tie and the flag, the South African flag in the background. That's the new president. Said he would speed up the transfer of land from white to black owners after his inauguration 2 weeks ago. So this guy, he sounds like he's trying to do the right thing, but I don't know enough about South African politics. If it's anything like American politics, politicians can say one thing and do another. So he might just be saying that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But he stressed it must be conducted in a manner which preserved food production and security. I don't think there's anything controversial about that. So let me see if there's anything I want to read from the rest of this article. I'm just checking, I'm scanning the article to see if there's something else from this article. So no, so I'm good with this independent article right now. I want to get to some of the other articles about this same topic. But first, what I want to do is I'm gonna stop playing the music right quick. I'm gonna stop the music right quick because I want to play this audio. It's a few minutes long, and this is the statement that Malema gave in front of the South African Parliament not too long ago. Check this out. Let me turn up my volume, or the audio volume, so you guys hear this clearly. Let me turn this up. Okay, here we go. It's a few minutes long, but peep some of the things he says. And trust me, I've already listened to this, and nothing he says I disagree with. Just putting it out there. So I'm going to play the video, and I will return afterwards.
So those who claim to be radical enough and who want radical change today should actually be in the forefront of agreeing that this constitution must be changed to make it possible for our people to own the land. It can't be correct that the less than 10% of the population owns almost more than 75% of the land. And those people who own the land happen to be, in an acceptable language, private people like individuals, trusts, and companies. But when you search deep as to who are these people, these are white people who are still owning our land. We remain a conquered nation, even when we claim to have democracy. We remain a conquered nation because white monopoly capital still owns the means of production, and at the center of that is the land question. The dominance of white people, it cannot go away, particularly white supremacy, for as long as land is not returned into the hands of the people. We are the only country where we say revolution has taken place, yet those who were oppressing us have not lost anything after the revolution. We remain as we were even before 1994. So we are saying that black people, all of us, we need to unite and amend the constitution so that we can expropriate land without compensation. There is no white person who will understand that clarion call, because they don't know the pain of being landless. Only those who have gone through a passage of being landless will appreciate where we come from on the issue of the land. The issue of the land cannot be a campaigning issue. The issue of the land cannot be a rhetorical question. The issue of the land should be an issue of commitment. Honorable members, we have taken an oath here. And when we take an oath, we are simply saying we are loyal to the land. But how can we be loyal to the land which is in the hands of private individuals? We must be loyal to the land that belongs to us. Majority of our people say South Africa belongs to them, yet they do not have proof to show that indeed South Africa belongs to them, because many of them do not even know how a title deed looks like. Many generations died without even knowing how a title deed looks like. It is only through the expropriation of land without compensation that our people will be the rightful owners of this country. We cannot keep on saying South Africa belongs to all who live in it, yet we have nothing to show. Today the ANC should come with the EFF. There is 6% available. We give it to you without no condition to amend the constitution and take the land. If you don't agree with us today, it means you are disagreeing with Honorable Ayanda Dlodlo. If you don't agree with us today, it means you don't agree with your outgoing president on the issue of expropriation of land without compensation, even the minister of land. This is a matter that can unite black people. This is a matter that all of us should stand together and isolate white monopoly capital. This is a matter that can say to us, this is a genuine call which we as black people can identify with. So the ANC 6% shiona relefayona arjel lefase relimeng arjel lefase rage di feme arjel lefase re fe batho ba rena ba be le magae ba be le a place to call home. Honorable Nzimande, we have already started taking the land. If you vote against this, it's a waste of time. We are already giving our people the land, and we are not ashamed of that. People of South Africa, where you see a beautiful land, take it, it belongs to you.
So there you go. Now let me get my let me get the music back on. There you go. There you have it. Really, honestly, I get in the stream right here. I mean, I can't really follow that. I can't really follow that. That's their position. That's what they believe. That's what they want to achieve. So, who are the colonizers? I was about to say who are we, but I don't put me in the group that's against this. I'm not against it. So it's not a who are we issue. Who are the colonizers to tell them, you know, no, don't do that. No, you can't tell them what to do and what not to do. And it's their country. They have an overwhelming majority in that country. But as these situations usually go, the colonizers are gonna try. They are going to try. Where is this article that I'm looking for? Hold on one second. Okay, so I had something up a second ago. I don't know what happened to it. Hold on one second, family. Hold on 1 second. I'm still here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So I hope a video doesn't play on too many of these websites. They love these auto start ads, man. Hold on, I hope one of these ads don't play. This mess is annoying. But anyway, if let me turn up my volume just in case, just so if I do hear something I can stop it. On Newsweek. So some people were making me aware of this when I was tweeting about this the other day. Yep, here we go. Video starting to play. Hold on. Let me stop this before it starts. Okay. Anyway, let me just continue. Somebody made me aware of this on Twitter. This is on Newsweek. Thousands signed petition asking Trump to let white farmers in South Africa migrate to the United States after country votes to force them off land. And that's not even the article I wanted, actually. That is the article I wanted, but that's not the article I was thinking about. I'm gonna get back to that in a second. Let me see. Great Britain intervene in South Africa. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So I was saying a second ago, the colonizers are gonna try. In Britain, you have some members of the British Parliament, or European Parliament, that's making the argument that Britain must intervene in the South Africa land debate. Really? Word? Or do we care about how the South Africans think about that, or no? Or the answer is no, because they're colonizers. So what more should we expect from them? So I'm not even going to read this article. They're basically saying this is being done by a bunch of racist black South Africans, a bunch of radical Marxists. You know, the typical tropes that we hear leveled at the left and leveled at black people when black people stand up for ourselves. And they're trying to make the argument that, you know, people should go. I don't know what they are actually want done, to be honest with you. But we have to be very careful about this. More so the South Africans, because I'm not in South Africa right now. I'm in the United States. But the South Africans have to be very careful about this because you really can't put anything past the white supremacists. Okay, you have a bunch of white supremacists controlling the British government right now, and something like this, when it comes to protecting white people, even when it comes to colonizers, they don't really care about us. So you would never see them do anything like this for us. You would never see them intervene when something is happening to black people. But when it's them and when it's their own, we gotta intervene to stop this. Because in reality, what they want is they want to maintain the economic stranglehold on South Africa. Okay, and it's not just South Africa that has this dilemma, that has this problem. Okay, you have a lot of African countries that are independent on paper. Okay, but the resources they don't control. Yeah, that's why, like Wakanda, like Black Panther, that's why, like, the whole idea of Wakanda is so revolutionary, because the idea of an African country being dominant and controlling its own resources is unfortunately, it's a very radical revolutionary concept. It shouldn't be, but it is. Because all too often in reality, in the real world, not in comic book land, but in the real world, you know, that doesn't really happen as much. Not to say that there are no Africans anywhere on the continent that own African resources, but overwhelmingly you have case after case. If it's not the Chinese, okay, it's the Europeans, it's America, it's based a bunch of non-Africans controlling African land and resources. That's a problem. Okay, that is neo-colonial. Okay, so you have people in Europe trying to say that South Africa needs to intervene. They need to get involved and basically tell the South Africans what to do. If you read between the lines, because that's what this person's really saying. Okay, and a second ago, as I was saying a second ago, people have petitioned Trump to let white South African farmers into the United States. Now, what's funny, and other people have brought this up as well. I thought Africa was a shithole. What happened to that? So now we're talking about bringing in Africans when they're white. So all of a sudden, the white South Africans aren't shitholes, but the black ones are apparently. That's the message that's being sent. We want the white South Africans and any other white Africans. They would probably take white people from Zimbabwe too. We want the white ones. We don't want the black ones. People are so fake. People are so fake it's not even funny. But more than 12,000 people have signed a petition asking President Donald Trump to let white people in South Africa immigrate to the United States amid a vote by the country's parliament favoring a motion that could see South Africa's constitution amended to allow for land to be stripped away from from owners without compensation. Okay, so that's just repeating what we already knew. The online petition calls on Trump to, quote, take the steps necessary to initiate an emergency immigration plan allowing white Boers to come to the United States, end quote. Boer is the term used to describe South Africans of Dutch, German, or descent, who are also commonly referred to as Afrikaners. The petition also suggests that Trump should stop admitting refugees. Check this out. Listen to the racial politics here, and listen to the dripping of the racial language. The petition suggests that Trump should stop admitting refugees from Somalia and the Middle East, claiming they have, quote, cannot be properly vetted, end quote, and allow white South Africans into the country instead. So you know it was a bunch of white supremacists that got this petition together. We know that already. A similar petition calling on European Union President Jean-Claude Juncker, I hope I said that properly, German Chancellor Angela Merkel, and British Prime Minister Theresa May to allow white South Africans into EU countries has gained nearly 17,000 signatures. Okay? So that's all I wanted to say about this story. I'm definitely going to stay up on this and everything else going on in South Africa. I want my South African brothers and sisters to stand strong. I hope you guys get your land back that you rightfully deserve. And whatever the colonizers do or try to do, you have people in the States who will support you. Just let that be known. You have people, outspoken people such as myself, and even people with larger followings and larger platforms than myself, who will support you. Okay? So, that's all I wanted to say about that. If you like this video, like the video, definitely. But share the video, retweet it, share it on Facebook, like it on YouTube. Follow me at www.blackintellectual.com. That is my blog. Okay, follow me on YouTube. Join my Facebook group. I'm gonna give the name of the group again for people who might have missed the beginning of the stream. The name of the group is Independent Black Media Think Tank. No More Colonizer Lies. Go ahead and join my group. Okay, this is just the beginning. Okay, I'm really animated today, but that's because I had 2 stories to talk about that I'm really passionate about. Okay, so that is all. I will be back Wednesday, not same time, because I started at 11 today. I usually start at 12, so I will be back Wednesday, 12 p.m. Check me out. Okay, and I will see you then.